Bună ziua, stimați telespectatori DCnews, DCnews TV, Defense Romania, o emisiune eveniment astăzi. În studioul nostru se află excelența sa, ambasadorul extraordinar și plenipotențiar al Japoniei la București, domnul Hiroshi Ueda. Iar bună ziua, domnule ambasador, bună ziua, excelență, bine ați venit la noi. Iar pe calea undelor se află excelența sa, ambasadorul extraordinar și plenipotențiar al României la Tokyo, domnul Ovidiu Dranga. Bună ziua, domnule ambasador. Cred că la noastră acum e un pic după amiază spre seară. Deci este o emisiune eveniment. Încercăm să facem o analiză a relațiilor dintre România și Japonia, având perspectivele celor mai autorizați oameni în acest moment, excelențele lor, ambasadorii celor două state în cele două capitale. So, Your Excellency, we all know that Japan is one of the first country in the world in what concern economical development, technology, social welfare. Also, you're on the first ranks in many fields in this world, those kinds which involve development and heavy constructions, medical care, excellent education you have in Japan. On the other hand, we have Romania, which is a country which get rid of communism, and now it's a member of the EU and NATO. So, first, Your Excellency, Ambassador Ueda, how would you describe the relationships between Japan and Romania, knowing those two countries in this very moment?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. And I came here 2 years ago in Romania, and I'm very happy to be here because the atmosphere and also, as you mentioned, the expansion of economy, culturally, politically, everything is moving here. So I'm very excited to live here. And concerning your question, the relationship of the two countries, it is very good now. I mean, politically, economically, culturally, in every field we have a very good relationship. And I hope this relation will still go on like this.
You expect more developments in the economical field in the future?
Yeah, I believe so, because, for example, if you look at the figures, the trade amount between the two countries, it's almost, for example, last year, it was almost 1.5 billion US dollars, 1 billion from Romania to Japan, and 0.5 billion from Japan to Romania. And this figure is expanding, even though these 2 years, 3 years, there was a COVID-19 situation. The figure in 2017, it was almost 1.1 billion US dollars. And it's now 1.5, so it's expanding, it's amazing.
You have quite a number of Japanese investors in Romania, and they're very welcome because they're very serious people, extremely correct, best technology, best possible technology, a whole culture of work. Do you think that more Japanese investors would be interested to come in this part of the world?
Yeah, I believe so. And now the Japanese affiliated companies are here, 110, and it is expanding. And also the employment here is roughly 40,000. And I hope this figure will expand. And because there is a reason, because after during the COVID-19, everything stopped. But now it restarted, and if you look at the expansion of the economy in Romania, everybody in Japan are watching in Romania. So I hope the figures will go up.
Your Excellency, Ambassador Dranga, you brought a lot of fresh air since you moved to Tokyo in this period. What do you expect as an ambassador of quite a small country compared to Japan to do in this number one, number two country in the world in what concerns the economical development.
Let me first join my colleague and friend Hiroshi in thanking you for inviting us to this broadcast. And before answering to your question, let me congratulate Japan for a historical qualifying in the next stage of the World Cup in Qatar. I watched the match and that was really impressive. Congratulations. And now, getting back to your question, well, first let me say that the level of ambition regarding our bilateral relationship has grown significantly. And this is due to the fact that we are much closer today to the historic moment of signing the strategic partnership between Romania and Japan. We all expect that this will happen probably in the first trimester of next year, which would be which will actually open a new era in the bilateral relationship between Romania and Japan. Why I'm saying that? Because it's about creating new opportunities of interaction between two countries who are separated by 9,000 kilometers, but countries that share a lot of things. First of all, they share common values. They have common geopolitical sensitivities and imperatives. Let me underline the fact that the political dialogue has been strengthened significantly. And in this context, let me mention the visit Prime Minister Chuka and President Cholaku paid to Tokyo to attend the funerals of former Prime Minister Abe. They had the opportunity to meet their counterparts, Prime Minister Kishida and Speaker Hosoda, and I was there, and I would like to confirm that this higher level of ambition is shared by both sides. So we are now before new opportunities and a process that would actually lead to a stronger interdependence, I would say, strategic interdependence between Romania and Japan. First, the political dialogue, as I mentioned, has grown in substance. The security interaction as well has been developed accordingly. And let me also mention the fact that the historic attendance of Prime Minister Kishida, the NATO summit in Madrid, opened up new opportunities for bilateral interaction on security matters between Japan and Romania. On the economic side, I'm very proud to say that we have opened up new avenues and new areas of cooperation. And in this context, I would like to emphasize the importance of energy. Quite recently, I had the honor to organize two visits of two key Romanian companies to Japan, Hidroelectrica and Nuclearelectrica. And the meetings they had, the subjects they have approached with their Japanese counterparts are very encouraging and promising. And I think very soon we will witness a new start in bilateral cooperation on energy, on nuclear energy, and on renewables as well. I'm very optimistic about that. And last but not least, let me mention the fact that next year, as Ambassador Ueda, I'm sure will be happy to underline, in Romania there's going to be a forum, an innovation forum, Romania-Japan Innovation Forum, the first edition of such a forum that would bring together for the very first time startups from both countries, venture capitalists, and local authorities from both countries. And of course, I would say that it is important to note the contribution of the academic community from both countries to this event. I think it's important because it marks actually the diversification of interaction between our countries. It's not only about politics, it's not only about foreign policy or security, it's not only about, let's say, classic economic interaction, it's also about innovation and the future of our economy, the resilience of our economies, and very important, the position of both countries in future value and supply chains that have been put to a serious test recently due to the illegal war waged by Russia in Ukraine, but also due to the repositioning of key world players in the area of economics and trade.
We'll take it a little bit one step at a time. So you just mentioned that next year it's very much alike. We are going to sign a strategical partnership between Romania and Japan.
Yeah, right. We are preparing for that, and we are discussing with the Japanese side and the Romanian side, and hopefully we will launch the strategic partnership next year, and hopefully President Iohannis come to Japan and sign for that. We are planning for that. So,
it's a big step forward, I guess, between our two countries.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we have a number of strategical partnerships. The very well known is the strategical partnership that Romania has with the United States of America.
Yeah, it's 25 years.
Yes. And this strategical partnership is about to help the economical development, the political development.
Well, it covers every areas, and every area. I mean, politically, economically, culturally, security, disaster prevention, health, medical, and science and technology. Every field is covered. So it's a very
every field.
Yeah.
I must confess that in 1997 I had a scholarship of 1 month in Japan. I was very much impressed by your wonderful country and the wonderful people, which made things impossible to become possible at the time. Ambassador Dranga, you mentioned that in the energy field you helped for some contacts, and you mentioned two Romanian companies, Hidroelectrica and Nuclear Electrica, that means green energy.
Right.
Shall we expect, Your Excellency Ambassador Ueda, Japanese investments in Romania in those fields, because we need it very badly?
Yeah. Well, there are two fields. One is nuclear power plant, and also the hydrogen. And especially hydrogen, Japan is very advanced, so we are looking forward to, if possible, invest in Japan, to Romania. And also concerning the nuclear power plants, the new techniques of small modular reactor is being advanced. And for that, there's a very big American company which is proceeding this technique. And Japan has several Japanese companies have already invested to this American company, and they are making SMR reactor here in Romania, and nuclear electric company is preparing for that. So we are very much interested in this.
So those small nuclear reactors, SNR, how they are called, Americans, which are going to be implemented in Romania. Romania, I guess, it would be the first country in the world to implement those small nuclear reactors.
Right.
So the Japanese are also involved, the Japanese companies are also involved in the development of these very high-tech devices?
Yeah, exactly. Japanese companies, one is JBIC, Japan Bank of International Corporation, which has invested $110 million US. And also JBC, a Japanese company, which has invested also, and IHI, the company which is constructing the Brela Bridge over there, the new river, which has also invested to this American company. So they are very much interested in that.
Very well done, Ambassador Dranga. Important things are to be happen in the next future in our country. Sir, during the time, we mentioned in the press that Japan offers consulting, offered money with very low interest or no interest at all for project of infrastructures in Romania, including the new railway train between Bucharest and Constanța. Japanese government offered money to Romania without no interest, I guess, to develop this railway. Also, you offered money to Romania to do the underground, the tube, the metro from Bucharest to airport Otopeni. Unfortunately, Romanian administration was not very successful in implementing those projects. But suddenly we have this amazing bridge, the most important in Europe now, the third longest in Europe, in Brăila, which is made mainly by a Japanese company. A Japanese company is the project manager, which is a big success and very spectacular investment. Shall we expect from now on more Japanese companies to build those amazing infrastructures structures in our country after the success of the bridge in Brăila?
Yeah. Well, as you have told me, Japan is a country of technology, so and Romania is expanding. So I think these two will match, and Japanese techniques will be imported to Romania much more. And well, there's one point because I have to tell you that because. For example, the railway from Constanța to Bucharest, it was the governmental a kind of cooperation because the Romanian country was a developing country. But now you are a developed country, so it's a bit, the scheme will be changed because we offer much money to developing countries than to developed countries. So governmental money doesn't come a lot, but on the contrary, private sector, there are many companies who are wishing to invest to Romania. So I think and I believe that there will be much more, investments in the field of infrastructure. So I hope it will be like this.
Ambassador Dranga gave us a good news. I was in the Japanese trains, amazing. It's much better than the plane. And I saw the Japanese motorways. It's one after the other, under the other, above the other. It's unbelievable what the Japanese people is able to construct, to develop. Are you going to promote, to convince those Japanese companies, which will be most welcome in Romania by Ambassador Ueda, to come and try to build similar things? I mean, how would be for the Romanians, because we both like Cluj-Napoca very much, if we take from Bucharest to Cluj by railway 1 hour? How that would be like 1 hour and a half?
Well, for some reason, I'm always invited to your show and have the opportunity to give good news. From this from this perspective, let me tell you that discussions have started on a very important, I would say, strategic subject regarding infrastructure, and especially the railway infrastructure. It is about connecting with the European gauge line, Romania and the Republic of Moldova, with the Japanese contribution, of course. And that's good news because under the circumstances, that would really be a contribution to bringing the Republic of Moldova closer to the European Union after the Republic of Moldova has been given the status of candidate. So it's important to underline that this cooperation has a new objective. The objective is to attract private money and expertise, high expertise on managing the railway system. It's not only about constructing or reconstructing, improving a line. It is about introducing Japanese management methods. It's more than that. So the ambition is to actually assimilate new management methods from Japan, and why not maybe create a pilot project that would actually lead to the improvement of the entire management system of the Romanian rail system. And that's good news because, well, as I mentioned before, we should move forward and create new opportunities, open up new opportunities for cooperation between Romania and Japan. And this is because, let me underline this is because Romania has reached a certain level, a high level, I would say, of technological interoperability with Japan and with other countries outside the European Union. And that is actually making the Romanian economy more attractive for Japan, for investors coming from Japan and other like-minded countries in Asia. And that's important because it creates us a space to look for complementary partners that could bring their contribution to the development of Romania. We should, as I mentioned in your show, I think last time, Romania should look for new partners, other partners, like-minded partners, I underline this, from outside the European Union. We are capable of doing that. Poland is doing that, and other countries in the Union are establishing new partnerships with very important, I would say, global economic players like Japan, South Korea, Australia, and others. So I think we should be more audacious and more, how shall I say, courageous, and trying to look for new partnerships, economic partnerships with countries like Japan, who are playing already, and who will play a key role in the reconfiguration of future supply chains in the world. Let's not forget that Romania is already a destination for many Japanese companies that operate in the area of high technologies. And that's also encouraging. I think we should concentrate our efforts now in preparing this bilateral innovation forum, because that would actually give a sign to the financial world, to the technology world, that Romania is trustworthy. It is an attractive economy from this point of view.
We shall underline those the forum you mentioned for next summer in Cluj-Napoca.
Yes.
It's the forum that Ambassador Dranga underlined in inventions, new technologies. With startups from Romania and Japan.
Yeah.
We shall give the media coverage of this forum, no doubts about.
Yeah.
But what do you expect, Your Excellency? Because Ambassador Dranga says that Japan should be one of our main partners, maybe the main partner outside the EU, putting aside the partnership with the US. But Japan, is it ready for this, for such a small country?
Sure.
In what?
No, you're not a small country. You're very
considering the
strong
economy
and big,
compared with Japan.
And a very important country. So Japan and Romania will go together, and we are like-minded countries, and we share many things, fundamental values, and also the economical viewpoint. And concerning this forum, we are preparing for that. We are still under discussion with the players. The main players are the Romanian government and us, Japanese government, and especially the Japanese government Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communication, which is in charge of communication. They are very much interested in this forum. And also the Cluj-Napoca city, all the players are talking, and ANCOM as well. We are talking about how to make this forum fruitful. And there are three main points, topics. One is startups, as you told me. And the second one is smart city. Cluj-Napoca is one of the very good examples of smart city, and also there are many good examples in Japan of smart cities. And the third one is 5G, 6G resilience. And these are the three big points, and we are talking about how to make this forum successful. So we are looking forward to that.
Let me add, if
Yes.
I may, let me add to this very generous list of topics, energy. Energy is very important. We should add energy as a distinct topic for that forum. Thank you.
Please add those things, Ambassador Dranga, because His Excellency Ambassador Ueda mentioned 5G and 6G.
Well, I mean, not only the 5G, but it will soon come the era of 6G. And it's not only for the 5G, 4G, 6G, 5G, 6G. It's for the resilience of these technologies. So you have to be resilient to many to many bad things. So we have to get ready for that. So, precisely we are under discussion. So
you have also the chance. I'm not afraid to say that, because you have a very good mayor in Cluj-Napoca, His Excellency Mr. Emil Boc. Mm-hmm. Which probably support you very much with this forum in Cluj-Napoca. Ambassador Dranga?
Well, I fully agree. I'm sure that Mr. Mayor Emil Boc will support this forum. But let me add another dimension to our discussion, that is culture. I'm very proud to say that tomorrow I will have the honor to attend a performance at the Tokyo Metropolitan Theater with Avarul, and the director of this performance is Silviu Purcarete. So you can imagine nice. Avarul in Tokyo with Silviu Purcarete as the director. So I think it's a very important development. We had the honor to host performances with Radu Stanca, with Constantin Chiriac. I'm very proud to say that there was a series of performances.
I know about October you had
exactly.
Another
it was a fantastic display of Romanian and Japanese talent. It was fantastic.
But on the other side, we have to say, because for many years I followed the activity of the Japanese embassy in Bucharest, you promote a very fruitful cultural life in Romania. Your embassy is doing that normally. The culture section of the embassy is very much present.
If you talk about the culture, Romania is a country of culture, and I do feel so. And my job, my mission is to let Romanian people know much about Japanese culture. And we are doing many events, functions to let Romanian people know about Japanese culture. For example, in April, every year we organize a Hanami, event. Hanami is a flower viewing event, and there's a very beautiful cherry blossoms in Herastal Park, and there we organize every year the Hanami festival. And at that moment we offer tea ceremony, kimono show, and flower arrangement also, and also food and sake. Something like that.
We have a few very good Japanese restaurants now in Bucharest.
Yeah, there are many. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Let me announce that in a matter of 2 months, maybe not more, we will be announcing the opening of the second Romanian restaurant in Tokyo.
No, it's too much, Ambassador.
About that, because it's a surprise.
That's amazing.
The Japanese people, the Japanese public will have the opportunity to have the sarmale and the borscht and the.
But it's very important to know that this is going to be served in a Japanese style, which is quite something.
I know, because I've been to Japanese restaurants 25 years ago, and you mentioned that in Japanese style. I mean, you put your shoes outside the room.
The dishes will be presented that's served in a Japanese style. I don't know exactly what does it mean. I will see, and I will let you know.
We can hardly wait. Maybe you can help us to broadcast from the opening of such a restaurant.
Yeah, why not?
But I know it's very famous. The Japanese government offered Washington the number of cherry trees, which are very famous now in Washington. Maybe once with the strategical partnership, you're going to do this in one of the parks in Bucharest also,
well,
because the celebration of cherry blossom is the most important in Japan.
Right.
I guess it's the only time when Japan is completely in holidays, the 7 days.
Well, mentally, right.
I was at the time in Japan. What do you expect? So also you will have a Romanian restaurant, the second one in Tokyo, Mr. Dranga.
Exactly. And well, I'm so happy that this is going to happen. Maybe it will coincide with the presence of our president in Tokyo. So who knows? Maybe he will participate himself at the inauguration. I'm joking, of course, but in any case, it's important to note that people-to-people contacts have grown in intensity and substance. Now that the restrictions have been lifted, a lot of tourists will come to Japan. Romanian tourists will visit Japan very soon. On the other hand, the Japanese tourists will come to Romania in greater numbers, I hope, this year, next year, and that's good for the health of the relationship. We diplomats, we cannot build sustainable relationships between our countries if there is not enough contact between people, between business communities, between students, between academic circles, and this is exactly what we aim doing in our mandates. And I think we've done a fantastic job so far, because we managed actually to, how shall I say, to speed up the transformation of the relationship. It has become more mature, more diversified, and forward-looking. And I mentioned at the beginning the security area. I'm very happy to say that we are now preparing consultations, the so-called 2+2 consultations. We don't know exactly when, but this is already an idea on the table, which means that the strategic dialogue between our countries will actually have a new dimension. Will reach a new dimension, and that's important not only for Romania and Japan. It is important for NATO's eastern flank and the Indo-Pacific in general, because Romania is actually playing a very important role on the eastern flank. You know very well we have contributed to the launch of B9. B9 has become a subject of interest for our Japanese partners, and that's amazing. I think this is a good start for discussing about, let's say, strengthening the common understanding of security matters. Although, once again, we are separated by 9,000 kilometers, we have similar perceptions about security challenges, and especially now when we are facing such a crisis triggered by the war in.
For our viewers and readers, B9 is made for 9 countries from the eastern flank. The most important countries on the eastern flank: the Baltic states, Romania, Bulgaria, and those 4 countries in the middle, like Hungary, Poland, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia. So it's the eastern flank in this part. Ambassador Dranga touched a little bit another field, this of foreign relations. We shall talk in a second, but please, Your Excellencies, maybe you can do, and that will help, maybe one of that wonderful Japanese airlines that I used to fly with will make a flight direct from Bucharest to Tokyo at a certain time, not this year, not next year, but in 2-3 years. This direct flight from Bucharest to Tokyo, I guess that will help a lot the development of our 2 countries. The relations between our 2 countries, because Japan can develop itself without any problem and without Romania. But Romania can add something extra to Japan, I'm sure about, and Japan can add a lot to Romania.
Well, I think the idea of a direct flight is a good idea. But how to implement it is another matter. We have to start a discussion and to put the same table experts from both sides. I know that the idea has been flagged some time ago. Now the situation is different. I'm sure that we will find interested partners to promote such an idea. By the way, I think we can discuss about that in our bilateral dialogue on transport and infrastructure. There is a dialogue between our ministries on that, which is quite remarkable, because they touch upon a lot of issues, not only railway, highway, bridges. They discuss about, once again, transfer of expertise, exchange of good practices, and in this context, I think we can discuss about direct flight from Bucharest to Tokyo. Personally, I would be one of the most interested promoters.
I'm sure about that.
Of this idea, because I see the benefits. I see the economic benefits, the cultural benefits, the strategic benefits of such an endeavor. But once again, who am I to speak more about that? Because I'm a humble diplomat here in Tokyo.
Okay.
Well, I think
the fact that together with His Excellency Ambassador Ueda, you think to promote this, it's a very good thing. Now,
I think he has the upper hand here.
Yes, your ambassador, it's on you. Looks like this direct flight from Bucharest to Tokyo. You mentioned that war in Ukraine, and the international relationships are very difficult at this moment. And we saw those statements given by Washington and Beijing as well concerning Taiwan. And frankly, we start to be very worried here in Eastern Europe and in Romania. And I'm sure also Western Europe doesn't feel very good. The whole EU doesn't feel very good, because this war in Ukraine showed us that what we have expected, that you are not using the tank and the airplane anymore on European soil in the 21st century. We thought it's impossible. Now we see everything became possible. Sir, Japan is one of the most developed countries in the world, by far. Economically, political, social, cultural, huge history that everybody knows, and we are familiar, much more familiar than with the histories of other people. But after World War II, Japan, from the military point of view, it didn't have a big touch. Now I understand all the Western world, and especially the United States, is asking Japan to increase the military expenses, to become again a military force that Japan can be, but this time very democratic, in the Pacific region, because in this way Japan can contribute to the peace of the whole world and try to stop those unfortunately coming wars that we are afraid of in the coming years in the region. Mm-hmm. Shall we expect that Japan will develop its military forces, because Japan can develop the military force very comparable with the military force of the United States. Economically, you can do that.
Well, first of all, as you said, the security situation in the whole world has changed dramatically recently. Of course, the war in Russia has changed the situation completely. And what we are saying, and also, of course, our Prime Minister Kishida is saying that what is happening now in Europe might be the next. The same thing might happen in Asia next. So we have to be we are concerned about the whole situation. And the existence of China, it has changed dramatically recently. Well, China has become a very, very big country, second biggest now in the economical size, and also their attitude. For example, the unpredictable expansion of military capabilities, and also their intention to change the status quo by force and coercion. Well, if these things happen, we are very concerned about that. And so Japan have changed our mind, and we started to fulfill the role in the international community, and also for the deterrence and the security of the region. We have decided to expand much more of the military capabilities. And so we declared that in the coming 5 years, we will expand the amount of the military capabilities fundamentally. I mean, very, in a sense, not like before, we are expanding this kind of amount. So we have declared
because Japan has the economical power and the cultural power and the technological power to build a real military force, force which cannot be overcome either by Russia or by China.
Well.
Also, you have, I understand, when we all report this, and we read and published the official statements of Tokyo government, those missiles sent by North Korea in the Japan Sea. You prepare also for air defense in this kind of field, and also which are the relations with Russia. You don't have a peace treaty with Russia after they occupied the Kuril Islands after the World War II.
Yeah. Well, concerning North Korea, the attitude of them, categorically, we cannot, accept that categorically, and we have to get ready for their attitude, of course. And also concerning Russia, after the February 24th this year, everything has changed. And we have been talking about, as you mentioned, the peace treaty. But after our sanctions, we imposed sanctions to Russia. And after that, they declared that they stopped the negotiation with the peace treaty with us. So it has stopped, so that the situation has changed completely.
In this very moment, those things happened. In this process of building your new army and your new capabilities, Ambassador Dranga, Romania is doing the same thing. We increased the military expenses from 2% to 2.5%. Is Japan still having that that percentage in the constitution, maximum 1% of the GDP for military, or you overcome this?
Well, we don't say anything in our constitution. It is only our policy, but I think it's almost 1% of the GDP, but we are saying that we will expand that.
But also, Ambassador Dranga, Romania is doing the same thing in enhancing its military capabilities, trying to face those things in Romania. Is it possible a cooperation in this field with the Japanese companies? Because Romania really needs help from what Japan can offer.
Well, let me give you a not direct answer to your question. I would like to emphasize, for instance, the fact that Poland is looking to this part of the world with a lot of interest, and they have signed some contracts with a like-minded partner. I'm talking about the Republic of Korea, South Korea. and they are buying a lot of equipment from.
We published that on defense. Yes.
Yes, I personally don't see any obstacle at all in a very important cooperation between Romania and Japan on procurement. But of course, once again, it is a matter of discussion between our countries. Our authorities should or could approach this issue very soon, because we have actually in common one very important thing. This is actually the sense of urgency to do more about defense given the circumstances. We have our needs in this part of the world. We are a frontline state. Japan is a frontline state. So I see here synergies and the need to coordinate our perceptions and maybe do more together on procurement as well. What kind of cooperation is imaginable, is possible, is feasible, that's another story. But if you ask me, once again, a personal point of view, I think that would be a good idea, because we have capabilities that need to be improved. Japan has technology, has a lot of experience, and of course, very good equipment. Why not imagining a kind of cooperation that would bring, at the end of the day, bring us both on that same page on procurement? So yes, my personal answer is yes. This is possible, and this is something that should be approached by our authorities. But let me put something else on the table. It's not only we should not be talking only about hard security. We should also be talking about economic security. We should be talking more about resilience, about what can we do together in order to secure energy supply to our countries. Hydrogen is part of this possible interaction, but it's more. We have to be more ambitious about that. Economic security is important for Japan now. Prime Minister Kishida put this as one of its priorities when he assumed the leadership of the government, and I think we can make a contribution in this respect as well. We could be more attractive, once again, for new supply chains that have to do with strategic equipment, with strategic, let's say, areas of cooperation like semiconductors, quantum computers, and things like that. Why not? Romania has a lot of brilliant people and some industrial capacities which could be taken into consideration by our Japanese partners, and not only. Ambassador Ueda mentioned the fact that we are now cooperating in a kind of a triangle with the United States on small and modular reactors, SMRs. That's a good start.
That's a good news. And also, Ambassador Dranga, I have to confess you, Ambassador Ueda, the visit with Nicolae Ciucă, the Prime Minister of Romania, and the President of the Chamber, Marcel Ciolacu, which went to the funerals of the former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. They were very pleased after the visit. I saw the statements in the media, and also I had this feeling in Bucharest. On the power corridors in Bucharest, they were very impressed by the personality of the Japanese Prime Minister. So probably the visit of President Klaus Iohannis to Japan is more likely to be a big success concerning that. It's been very important. And what you underline, I think it's highly important, because Japan knows very well Romania from the very beginning, from the communist period. You know the Constanța harbor very well, and many other things. Unfortunately, we don't have much time, so a few quick questions. Ambassador Ueda, you've been here in the last 2 years, and which is the part of Romania you like more?
Well, I love Romania, and after 2 years, you have many good things. For example, first of all, the people are very good. You are very kind, and also vivid, active, cheerful, and lively. So, my impression is so nice. And also, I feel that Romania is a country of diversity. I mean, there are many good things and many places, good places, beautiful nature, and developed cities. For example, Cluj-Napoca is one of the examples, and Sibiu. I didn't talk to you about the Sibiu Theatre Festival. Mr. Dranga just mentioned about.
Yes, he did a wonderful job, Mr. Dranga, in that festival.
Sibiu is one of the biggest cultural cities, and also Timisoara. They are holding. They'll be the next year the cultural capital of the European cities. So like this, you have many good things, and the diversity. So it's very attractive for us, for me, and food. I love food, Romanian food as well.
Which is the plate you like most from
sarmale.
Sarmale. Take care, Ambassador Dranga. Sarmale, it's liked by the Ambassador Ueda.
Mici.
I took note.
Mici.
Yeah, mici.
Yeah.
And chorba
de vacuța.
Beef and beef, and chorba de burta.
I see.
So it's
super.
They suit my taste, so I love them.
It's your taste. You're also the ambassador in Romania and the Republic of Moldova?
No, I don't cover. I only cover.
You
Romania.
only cover Romania in this. You have another Japanese ambassador in the Republic of Moldova. But did you ever travel to the Republic of Moldova?
No, not yet.
Not yet, but you travel a lot in Romania.
Well, I did. I've been to many places, Iași, Brașov, Constanța, Oradea.
You travel by plane, by car?
By car, train, both.
And train as well? It's not the train in Japan, in Romania, unfortunately.
Well, train, not really. I said, I'm a car and a plane.
I see, in this part. Ambassador Dranga, you've been very busy since you're in Tokyo. You commute almost Tokyo to Bucharest in doing all these activities. But did you have a chance to see a little bit of Japan? Did you make an idea which is the Japanese plate you like more?
Well, ramen. Ramen is my preference. Of course, sushi, but ramen is my preference. I've been traveling around Japan. I think I visited already 14, if not 15 prefectures. I've been to Okinawa, for instance. I've been to Hokkaido. Hokkaido is very nice because the weather is very similar to Romania. But I've been, in so many places. I love Osaka, for instance. This is my preferred
beautiful
town.
city. It's beautiful city.
Yeah, that's my
Osaka is very
see.
nice. I've been to Hiroshima, to Nagasaki. I've been to Kumamoto even twice, I think, and in many other places. I love Japan. It's a fantastic country. It's a fascinating country. A country you fall in love with very easily.
I fully understand you with that. You fall in love with Japan very easy. That's right, and you remain in love. Look at me after 25 years.
For the rest of your life. Fantastic people. I'm really happy that I had time and the opportunity and the chance to meet people who are not necessarily linked to the administration with business, common people who come to me and ask me what language do I speak, and when I say Romanian, they almost instantaneously say Nadia Comaneci. They say, some say Dracula. Why would we be surprised? But many
I'm not surprised. You say you should come to Transylvania and meet Dracula. Why not?
Absolutely, I do that. But it's very interesting that a lot of young people ask questions about studying in Romania. Coming to study in Romania. You'll be surprised, yes, but that's true.
No,
and a lot of them
go
to. They come to Cluj for studies. Most of them postgraduate studies. for PhD, for something like that. And that's encouraging. It means that Romania has now a new reputation, a new image in Japan. It's not only about Nadia Comaneci, who we respect and love, or about Dracula. It's about much more than that. You'll be surprised to know that people in Japan know about ELI, the laser project in Magurele. I've been to some universities and students ask me about that. It's amazing.
Japan has one of the best education system in the world.
Yes, and I'm proud to say that we are now working on how should I say, a common project. It's a master degree program between the University of Bucharest and University of Tokyo. Probably a discussion will start soon between the leaders of both academic institutions, and who knows, that program would come reality in a matter of months, if not less than that. But that's something that would indicate the mutual interests of our countries, for our culture, for our history, for our achievements, a lot of achievements, and for our future. Let me put it this way, maybe instead of a conclusion, we are bound to be together. Romania and Japan share a lot of things, and I think the future is promising.
Despite the distance.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Despite the distance, I have mentioned that in my speech at the National Day reception. The future looks very well.
Anyway,
looks better than before. Much better.
Everybody is expecting both of you, ambassadors, to do a terrific job next year when we are going to sign the strategical partnership between Japan and Romania. So I'm sure you have a lot of work, but the conclusion you draw, I guess, is the best one. It's two countries which can share each other a lot. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Hiroshi Ueda.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mulțumesc foarte mult, Ovidiu Dranga, ambasadorul României la Tokyo. Stimați telespectatori, a fost o emisiune eveniment. Sunt convins că o să citiți multe știri date de colegii mei din această emisiune și vom urmări în continuare relațiile României cu una dintre cele mai mari puteri economice, culturale, politice ale acestei lumi, și anume Japonia. Vă mulțumim foarte mult, rămâneți în continuare alături de programele noastre.